Good morning. Well, I've finished reconditioning this old battery, nickel cadmium battery for this DeWalt drill, and I have not been able to get it to come back to full uh, capacity. Full capacity of a brand new battery, as we were saying earlier, is 3,000 milliamp hours. I've reconditioned it by taking it and putting it on full charge, getting it up to full charge, and then putting it on a 50 ohm 5-watt resistor, taking it down to 1 volt per cell, or 10 volts for the pack, and then switching to a 100 ohm resistor uh, and taking it down to around 0.7 volts per cell to 0.4 volts per cell, and holding it there for at least 24 hours. And you can see that after doing 6 reconditionings like that, I started out with a milliamp hour of 259 milliamp hours, and I've only been able to achieve as high as 1672 milliamp hours. So the battery appears to be dead. And I did some research on Battery University online, and 3 signs of a battery being dead and not being able to be reconditioned are that you can't get the capacity to come back, which we're showing here that we can't get the capacity to come back to 3,000 milliamp hours, even after 6 reconditioning cycles. And another thing is that if you have leakage while the battery sits outside of a charger and not being used, and I let it sit outside the charger for about 48 hours, and I retested the capacity at that time, and it had dropped from full capacity, or half capacity of 1500 milliamp hours, down to 190 milliamp hours. So it's leaking current as it sits, just stagnant and not being charged or not being loaded in any way, just open circuit. And another sign of a bad battery is internal resistance increasing. And I measured the internal resistance of the battery, compared it to a brand new battery that I had characterized, and the internal resistance of this old nickel cadmium battery is 2.3 times the resistance of a brand new battery. So it's more than double the resistance. This graph that I'm showing here is just showing the milliamp hours versus reconditioning cycles. And you can see that we went from a low, and first reconditioning did help it and brought it up to half capacity. And then every reconditioning cycle after that, it just stayed pretty well flat for every reconditioning after that. We weren't gaining anything by reconditioning. So with these 3 parameters showing that we can't gain after reconditioning more milliamp hours than half, and that the battery is leaking internally and dropping to 190 milliamp hours, just sitting off the charger and no load, and that the internal resistance is 2.3 times higher than a brand new battery. That is indicating that this battery is not serviceable and can't be reconditioned in any other way. So it was a good experiment. You can go online and you can see videos about bringing batteries back to life, and they show burning off the parasitic or burning off the dendrites, and the battery coming back to life, and it'll take a charge again. But it doesn't. They usually don't go any further than that. They don't measure the capacity after they do that, and they don't measure the internal resistance, and they don't measure any leakage current from the battery. They just say that it's back to normal. And I would say that some of those may be back to normal because what I've been reading on Battery University and on NASA is that some of these batteries can indeed be restored back to full capacity or better and back to the proper internal resistance and not have leakage current. But this battery obviously is not in that category. Some of the batteries just cannot be restored, and this is one of those batteries that can't be restored. So that's the end of this section, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel and like it and hit the bell next to the subscribe uh, button, and that will inform you of new videos coming out. And thank you for following me. Have a good day.